Oh my god, dude.
Yes!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yes!
What did you really just do?
Yeah!
You're nuts.
How did I win?
You're
How did I
nuts.
win?
Let's go!
No, brother.
Let's go! I'm running around the house! I'm running around the house! I'm too good! Keep it!
Good calls, good bravery.
Whoa!
I'm so mad.
Back up. Play safe.
Oh no, Rudy!
Am I muted? Okay.
Oh no, Rudy!
I'm sending lol GG. And I'm blocking him.
Rudy, the gas station!
Look at this thing on him! This thing on him!
Welcome to the Quackdown, episode 11.
Oh, this is 11.
This is
now.
11.
Oh,
We
this
didn't
is 10.
make a big enough deal about 10 last week. But
Crazy.
yeah. But we are back. You will notice Fernando is gone again. Unfortunately, he got drafted by the International Space Station. He is currently on a mission to the International Space Station to collect some data on, space. And
I read an article about the
Yeah,
NASA
yeah.
Earth Observatory.
Yeah. He partnered I don't know.
Yeah, the Northern Lights last night.
Yeah,
that was
that's
his
him.
doing.
That's him.
Yeah,
that's him. He's up there with a big ass flashlight. Yeah, so hopefully he'll be back in time for our next week's episode. But you know this guy, crazy adventures. 1 week he gets canceled. The next week he's going into space.
Making all the figures.
Yeah, jelly, bro.
Yeah. But this week we have another guest. He is our pal Ethan. We have known him for pretty much 90% of my life so far.
Seriously.
That's nuts.
Yeah, Ethan is a master musician of just about everything.
You're too kind.
I genuinely have
got the-
not.
He's got the cojones for the cajon.
Oh, it is. We talked about the cajon last week.
He did.
Hey,
I love that thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's get right in the pod. Anybody got anything mean to say?
You know how sometimes, and I'm pretty sure it's a specific group of people, or maybe it's an accent thing. You ever heard people mispronounce the name Mario?
Mario.
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 Oh my God, that shit drives me insane.
Oh.
I hate it. I hate those people. That's it. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Mario and Luigi.
Have
Ew.
you-
Why are you chewing on it?
Luigi.
Pure vanilla.
Pure vanilla.
That's such a deep pull. That's such a deep pull.
Jerk that chicken.
Oh my God.
I would actually, because we have another musician on here. Last week, I asked our friend Mike and Rudy their favorite concert they've been to.
Oh man.
Ooh, I would
And-
love to know yours.
I don't know between the two of you who's gone to more concerts. It kind of seems tied, but to different genres.
Right.
You know, like if you combined all of your concerts and all of your concerts,
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty close.
How old were you when you went to your first show?
I was 6.
Oh, he's got me beat. I was 9.
It was oh yeah, I mean, that's great.
Twice. 6 and 9.
Oh god. How did I miss that?
Oh.
But yeah, my first show, which honestly I actually remember quite a bit.
Metallica.
No, it was not Metallica. I would love to
That'd
see
be
Metallica.
crazy.
Unironically, would love to see Metallica.
No, I think
some point.
that'd be.
Um,
I think they're the best metal band.
Yeah, I mean they like revolutionized what thrash metal is, and that so much of metal like stems from that sound now. Plus, like glam metal had to end at some point in the '80s, man. Like it was
sure did.
like obviously talented groups, but metal wasn't like metal anymore. And I feel like Metallica came in and was like, "Fuck you."
Let me remind you guys. what
Yeah.
this is.
Um,
You guys don't even know what metal is. You've been playing with aluminum foil for the last 30 years.
just scraping it on the guitar, you know.
Just wrap the guitar in like foil and like deep fry it and take it out, and that's when you like shake it and all the meat falls off the guitar.
Metallica was playing with adamantium.
Oh yeah. But anyway, my first show was the American Idiot tour, actually, with Green Day.
Oh,
at-
really?
At what now is Ball Arena. We used to be Pepsi Center. For those of you who have lived in Denver, like we have for our whole lives,
That was your first
You know,
show?
yeah.
That tour?
you know who the opener was too? My favorite band of all time and my favorite album by that band.
Jimmy World.
You got it. And it was their
Damn.
Futures
Oh
tour.
my god.
Yeah, dude, 2004 was like a really good year for emo. American Idiot, Futures, My Chem. Like, there's so many great albums that came out like that year. By some of the greats.
2004.
Yeah.
Man, and Green Day's coming this year for their 20th anniversary of their first two albums for Dookie and American Idiot. And
I
they're playing
know.
it in their entirety. And with Smashing Pumpkins.
That's awesome.
I really want to go to that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that's a really good first show. What was your first show? Do you remember?
I think it was Elton John. No,
No, like
it was Tenacious D.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
Okay.
Not,
Oh, that-
not with
'cause-
us.
Right. We were like in school, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. What year was that?
It was in high school sometime.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think it was around the release of their third album,
Okay.
The Rise of the Phoenix or whatever
Yeah. Sure.
one. I forget where it was,
Yeah.
but it was good.
You said Green Day was your first show. Well, what was your favorite show?
I
If you
know.
can pick one, because
That-
that's a hard question.
That's so hard. Like, I will say that like I've definitely had like a privilege to go to shows like every year of my life almost, because like my family's very musically inclined, and we all love music, of course. But my dad really like that man. he like knows so much about music still, like modern music. Like he'll like show me new bands that are like our age, and he'll be like, check out this cool like post-punk band from like England, and it's like, oh shit, like I have never even heard of them. Like I feel like I should be the one finding these bands
Yeah.
before my dad,
I was about
which
to
is
say.
amazing. So like that's just kind of the household I've grown up in, with someone who's like such an avid music fan like that. And because of that, he's continued to go to shows since he was our age, up to this point, and I think that I've kind of gotten that trait from him. So,
There we
like
go.
I love going to shows. Obviously, I'm a musician. I like, who doesn't like performing, if you play, but yeah. So I think I've probably gone to like maybe not when I was like 6 years old. Like that's the only show I remember from like that young, maybe. And there are a few others like from like 6 to 10 that were like big like blockbuster shows at Red Rocks or
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
Like I saw Foo Fighters twice, Queens of Stone Age.
Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
That was
so
really
good.
good.
That was so good.
Clip that.
Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Is he in the room?
I know. I was like, wait.
It's because Fernando, whenever we play Helldivers, he goes,
Helldivers.
Helldivers. We're going to play some Helldivers.
Nice.
All right, continue. Sorry, apologies.
Oh, good. No, I think that like like actually I've been to probably like 5 to 10 shows every year since I was a kid, and I still do that. Some years I go to more shows than others, whether it's like I just more bands or artists are in town in Denver that I actually want to pay and see.
You think 10 shows a minimum? a year?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that includes, like it's not just like big, like, going to Ball Arena or Indoor Field or something for a few, right? Like when we
Alex
saw
G
Alex, that was a great show. I saw him at the Ogden, which is my favorite.
with Mike. That was his favorite.
That was his favorite
Yeah,
performance.
that's really cool. That's a great show. He's like Alex G is like a king of, I guess I'd say like, truly like lo-fi underground alternative music. His stuff is very hi-fi now because he has like he's on a record label and stuff. But like his old music was like the actual term what lo-fi means, not like the genre. It's like really scrappy. Sounds like it's recorded on like a tape deck or something.
Right.
Tape deck.
Do you think it would sound better if they came up above the floor
Yes.
because they're underground?
The worst
Pure
ever
vanilla.
joke. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're an underground band. Get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get out of the caves.
What are you, a vampire, man?
I like that. I like that your dad is still discovering new bands because I feel like I saw like a statistic somewhere where most people stop searching or seeking out new music at a certain age, and I think it's as early as like at some point in your 30s.
Yeah.
Like on average, people are just like, all right, I've collected enough music. Like I'm good with what I know,
Right.
and that's all I need.
I think that people, yeah, totally. There actually are like stats on that, like just from like labels perspectives. At this point, like streaming perspectives, they can like see what age groups, demographics, whatever, like listen to certain styles of music at what time periods. And like my opinion, there's some music that will never be the same again, and will never maybe be as good, depending on, that might could be a different opinion of mine than someone else's. But I do think that everyone who's like, rock and roll's dead or emo's dead or now like hip hop's dead. I'm like, are you like? I mean, that
You're
yes,
just not listening to
Exactly.
Right.
You're not finding the new artists
yeah,
that are keeping it alive.
because like there's so much of that in the the underground, right? And sometimes those artists become huge, and then people are like, oh, see, it's back. It's like actually that artist has been around for maybe a lot longer than you think. One of my favorite hip hop artists is Danny Brown, and he's like him and Kendrick. I go back to like my favorite artists, but honestly, both of them started off very underground. Like no one knew about them, right? And then they were just kind of found out. But definitely Danny Brown, like he's very truly like what alternative hip hop is. But now that he's kind of like a king of like alternative hip hop in a way, people in that culture see him as like mainstream. He's not a mainstream artist, of course, but like they because he has like millions of streams and stuff. They're like, oh, he's not underground anymore. It's like, yeah, because he's successful.
Right.
That doesn't mean
he's
that
gone commercial or some shit like that.
He's
right.
doing what he set out to do.
Yeah, and his music's crazier than ever, honestly. People like Kendrick, obviously, he's dived into some commercial rap sounds. He's certainly done underground stuff still, but again, people are just gonna see him as like a mainstream artist because he is in the mainstream, but he really didn't start out that way,
Right.
Whereas some artists, I don't want to like shit on any artists out there that are more
Privileged.
successful than I'll ever. Yes, right. Like if we really want to talk about that, like people like Taylor Swift, she's so easy to pick on, because she's a very talented musician.
Mhm.
She's a very talented businesswoman, like for sure. She's maybe one of the most talented music people, like musicians in the business I can even think of, for marketing herself and all those things. But if you really want to talk about like, who starts in the underground or like who has like these brand new musical ideas,
100%.
she didn't. And honestly, I don't even know if she would claim that. But like she started out with a huge budget at like 16 years old, and made some pretty decent music actually, for being that young. But like I would never ever say that she like started this really big like pop country culture in the underground.
No, I've been seeing this viral argument go over on TikTok where this guy's like interviewing a bunch of people, and the question's like, who do you think is more influential to the world, Taylor Swift or Nirvana? And all these people are just like, oh, Taylor Swift. And it'll always cut back to someone being like, no, you are 100% wrong. Like, you're looking at a band who started a completely new genre. And even after, like, Cobain's death, like, you have people now wearing their T-shirts and they don't even realize it. They started a new genre. They started a new fashion trend. Like, they're still making their impact in today's society, and like that's like you cannot say that she's more influential. Like that is just wrong.
Yeah,
To the defense of Taylor Swift in that situation, she's single-handedly raised the GDP of some cities in the United States.
100%.
So I think like for the economy, whatever she does for the environment, she doesn't do anything
for the betterment of
I
humanity.
wish she would date an environmental scientist so that everybody can get really into saving the earth. But now it's all about football.
Yep.
And Kansas, worst of all. Like,
Yeah.
why does it have to be Kansas? Why? Oh, there's
when
nothing there.
You
There's
when you
nothing
like
there.
don't live with your like significant other yet, and like you have like, oh, which place are we going to like this time, and you drive to that place, and it could be really far, and like that's a lot of mileage in the ass over time. Now think about that with like two like multimillionaires with each have their own private jets, I assume. And it's like, oh hey, where are you, honey? Oh, I'm in LA. Oh, I'm like in fucking Japan. Let's just like go on a date night. Okay,
let's meet halfway.
Yeah.
We'll meet in Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I think like to speak to your point about like wearing the shirts, having an influence,
Mhm.
there's a good amount of bands out there that I honestly would even say had a bigger influence on music than Nirvana did. Like the Stones, I would argue, had a bigger influence.
They totally don't like rock music in
They
general.
like,
That is also another band where kids are wearing their shirts and they have no idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have no
Yeah,
clue
right.
who the Rolling Stones are.
Right.
They just like the logo and they go, cool.
Well, especially at that point, because like, you know, I don't even, I'm trying to remember now from like history stuff, but I think it was like the late 50s. That was when like, you know, cool jazz was king and like all the kind of crappy teen idol stuff that we still hear today. Maybe that was very influential. But all of a sudden there's this thing where it's like, hey, we can combine like R&B, jazz, even some country American rootsy musics, blues, and we'll make this thing called rock and roll, you know? And I feel like people, like a lot of people like Buddy Holly and all those people did it before even the Stones.
Yeah.
It's more just like
Chuck
the
Berry.
Beatles and Chuck Berry. Totally an unsung hero.
Mhm.
But then the Beatles, like the whole British invasion,
Yeah.
right? Them and certainly the Stones, like you know the Birds. I don't know. There's a lot of people that came out like right in the early mid '60s, and were doing like
A lot of
huge
people came out
blend.
in the 60s.
yes.
That's a song.
I'm like, is he thinking what I think he's saying?
Not Elton John quite yet though.
No, he was in the closet for a little while longer.
Yes. Also very influential. But anyway.
Reginald.
I think that like, you know, all those artists like deserve so much credit because like not only did they kind of reinvent they invented honestly like a new form of rock music.
Totally.
And like most rock music like today, including like since in the 90s with alternative music becoming king, right? I feel like you can hear so many musical ideas that stem from psychedelic rock from like the late 60s or even
That's
like
like-
the early 60s.
Tame Impala.
Yeah.
You can hear the influence of like Pink Floyd and stuff like that at times. And Greta Van Fleet, who Fernando turned me on to,
Same.
it's
Very Led Zeppelin vibes.
very Led Zeppelin.
I-
Very.
I do know Greta.
I really liked it. The more I listen to it, the more I get a little bit of gospel rock thrown in there. And it feels a little churchy at times. Like it sometimes feels like one of those songs they'd play at like Flatirons Community Church.
Yeah.
Oh, ew.
And it when you start to listen to the music, you go, "Oh, interesting." And like Led Zeppelin had a couple of those too, like "Do Your Maker" and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
but a lot of their stuff was like Norse mythology. That was
Mhm.
what they were into. This feels like Jesus is king.
Yeah, yeah. They sound like a preachy Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very talented dudes, honestly, and they're probably younger than we are. Like,
They're
like
young.
I think
Yeah.
they like their debut album. They were literally like, you know,
Not
18
even
to
20. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
um,
very well done music.
it's very well done music, but it like as a huge Led Zeppelin fan,
Yeah.
like I know I've like literally studied those albums for like being a drummer. Like I know them front to back so well. And not just the drums, the guitar lines, like the bass lines, Robert Plant just being the best rock vocalist like ever, you know. And I can hear so many bands now that like take influence from Led Zeppelin specifically, but I've never heard any band in the time we've been
Yeah.
alive that like sounds
Exactly.
exactly like Led Zeppelin, like almost impressively so. I'm like, how do you do that? And I honestly want them to like branch out because
Yeah.
they have a lot of talent as their band, but I want them to kind of like make their own sound because
Their own identity, like
Yeah.
apart from it.
I
right.
think like, and I bought Starcatcher on record.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely, I think if you disassociate from the lyrics a little bit, it's good music. It feels enough like Zeppelin to where like you can jam out to it,
Yeah.
right? But it also doesn't feel like they went not all Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And you can't half go Zeppelin because like even just listening barely to Stairway to Heaven before we started recording this, that song is perfect.
Yeah.
That is a perfect 10 out of 10 song. I didn't feel like all the songs felt like Zeppelin. They felt like chunks of Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Like if you think about beginning to end what happens in Stairway to Heaven, that is an insane song.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's a great composition.
It's
Real.
very similar to like Freebird. Freebird has the same kind of arc of starts
Like
off
just a great journey from beginning to end.
yeah. Like it's a genuine like emotion. Like you feel it the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
time, and it hypes you the fuck up.
Like especially Stairway to Heaven, man. Right when the drums kick in, that
Oh my
huge
Yes.
fill,
God,
and then at the
dude.
end, just all the distortion kicks in, and the guitars, and like Robert Plant's just going off the wall. Like it's a
You've seen
perfect song.
the like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction for Led Zeppelin where Hart did Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So that's what I listen to all the time right now because when the orchestra kicks in,
Yeah.
oh my god,
He
dude.
starts floating.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's- you've seen Rocket Man, right?
Yeah.
So you know when he's playing the piano and then everybody starts the Crocodile Rock song.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good movie too.
I
That's
need to check that
That's
out.
a really good
It's a
movie.
good one. It's a good
Uh,
topic.
That one I get in arguments with Fernando all the time because he thinks Bohemian Rhapsody is the better of the two.
Mm.
I hate Bohemian Rhapsody.
They just left out so much.
They left
you
out
know?
so much, and it's like it's a love letter to Queen.
Yeah.
Great. If you I like Queen. The movie okay. Hate is a strong word. I was like wanting more from it.
Yeah.
Whereas Rocket Man, I was like, I know so much more about Elton
You saw
John
all
now.
of it.
Mm.
Well, I
You
mean, I'm
see-
assuming.
you
I've heard
see-
you see like it's not all glory. It's not all.
No, a
the
lot of
glam.
it's like not glory.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie starts off with him joining Alcoholics Anonymous. Like that's the opening scene to the movie is him sitting down in a big ass suit,
Wow.
telling the story of his life and like how he became a drug addicted alcohol fiend.
Yeah.
And then after that, he turned it totally around and now big old inspiration to everybody.
Totally. In a lot of ways.
But also, Taron Egerton sang in that movie. He sings all
That's
the
true.
songs.
That
Rami
dude is
Malek
incredibly
is
talented.
up there with the goofiest fake teeth I've ever seen in my life, dude. I hate how he looks in that movie because he's a weird looking dude. He is
For
a
sure.
little
Sure,
like
yeah.
he the fact that he hasn't played a serial killer yet is insane to me because that
What wasn't he a villain in that James Bond movie?
villain, yeah. I'm
Was-
saying like
didn't
like
he,
a full-on, yeah.
Didn't he? Spoiler: didn't he kill people in the Until Dawn game?
yeah.
Does that count?
I think that counts.
There's Wendigos in that game. We don't Wendigos.
The Wendigos.
That's how I pronounce it. It's like in elementary school, I used to pronounce official official,
Oh yeah.
Ew.
and ND called me out on it one time.
Oh
We were
really?
playing basketball at my like old house.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not even an official ball. And he goes, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Yeah.
There was I think there's another band that I think is really influential. Well, I should say I've been late to this game to Pixies. Because
Yeah.
I've only really heard like Where Is My Mind. I never actually delved into any of their albums.
Totally.
But I always hear like loads of my favorite bands are always just like, oh, like Pixies are one of my favorite bands. I get inspiration from them, like and like countless of them. I'm like at this point I'm just like I should really just sit down and just like finally check them out.
They're
And I've listened to one album so far.
Doolittle.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
Doolittle's Surfer Mesa.
Yeah, I think.
Is the second one?
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Yeah. That one's next.
Yeah.
But I've just listened to that first one. I'm like, I'm hearing like I hear inspiration from like where Smashing Pumpkins are getting their inspiration. I'm hearing what Placebo is grabbing from them, and I'm just like, oh my god, no wonder like they're everyone's favorite like band right now. Not right now, but like where they got all their inspiration from. Like I'm hearing these little bits and pieces. I'm like, and it's all making sense now. I'm like, man, these guys were something else. If all of these bands like, and they all pick different sounds from them too, and they're just like, I like what they're doing here. I like what they're doing here. I'm like, if you're able to do that to an entire generation of musicians,
Yeah.
wow,
Right.
that is crazy to me. I need to listen to more of their stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Totally.
Pixies kick ass.
They're definitely ahead of their time. you know,
Yeah.
For the '90s alt boom that would come, which they were part of course. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's so cool hearing bands like that. Even Nirvana, actually, just like stuff that was unreleased and not like Nevermind, which is 10 out of 10 record, obviously.
Mhm.
But I feel like a lot of bands actually started like in the '80s and doing all this really underground, punk or goth or post-punk stuff, whatever. What would become grunge music, all those things. and people don't even know, because they just listen to Nirvana, they just listen to Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, some of my favorite bands, totally worth listening to. But like even those bands, but like all these other bands like Pixies have all this music, even before that time, like the early '90s, and you can hear the influence from those things in, alternative music that started in the early '90s and influences so much music still.
Totally.
Like more than any rock style, like by far, like especially right now in the 2020s. People love the '90s, in so many ways. It's awesome, like aesthetically, fashion, but music too. And you can even
I'm
hear
hearing
it now.
countless '90s samples and modern day releases now. I'm like, the one I think that is being just beaten to death is, at least more in the electronic scene, is oh my god, why can't I think of it? It's
What does it sound like? Sing it.
I can't remember if it's like, no, it is it's Gypsy Woman, Crystal Waters. It's
Oh.
do you know what song
I
I'm talking
think
about?
yeah.
It's like la da dee la doo dow la da dee. Like that is like, even didn't Bad Bunny sample it?
Oh, I probably.
Maybe.
I
Like
don't-
I hate that guy, but I'm pretty sure like he even used
He
it.
was really funny in Bullet Train. Just saying that.
He
Oh,
was
that's
also
right, yeah.
he was also funny in that SNL skit with Pedro Pascal. and,
Yeah, where they.
I love that skit so much.
I've gained a lot of respect for Bad Bunny, seeing him outside of
Outside of the
his music.
yes,
Yeah.
I can.
Like
can respect his
think
talents
he
there.
he seems like a genuinely like good person,
Totally.
funny, charismatic.
I do think
Yeah.
his Spider-Man movie is gonna tank though. I
Oh, they
still think
canceled
that's-
it. They canceled it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
El
God.
Muerto.
I think that
Oh.
saved him
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
headache.
I think, just speaking of Sony's Spider-Man movies,
Mhm.
that they called it the Sony Spider-Man universe. Spider-Man doesn't appear in any of the fucking movies, so why call it the Spider-Man universe? But I think they're kind of realizing
It's
we have
just
to
villains.
stop. We have to stop, like,
Yeah.
because they're ending Venom. What was Madam Web?
Madam Web was a disaster.
tanked.
I heard. I didn't see it, but-
Horrible.
The
horrible.
re-releases of the Spider-Man movies
are doing better than Madam Web.
substantially better.
Like, massively better.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, and that's even like the worst of those movies is still better than anything Madam Web brought to the table. Craven, I'm sure, is going to be a box office disaster because
It
of
doesn't look great.
well, it's releasing against like powerhouses in December. Not a lot of people go to see like a bunch of different movies in December. They go to see the big ones, and
Yeah.
so like Craven being R-rated, first of all, cuts off half the audience.
Mhm.
You should. Deadpool took a risk with the R rating, and it paid off because it was a good movie, right?
Yeah.
100%.
It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was good enough to like bring people in. It made $1 billion, whatever.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, same thing. Oppenheimer,
Mm.
again, really, really good movies, so it attracted enough people to make the money.
Yeah.
Craven, they got the character wrong already.
Yes.
They had him bit
Not a well-known character for the
No.
general audience at
No.
all.
Oh, okay. yeah.
he's like a Spider-Man villain that isn't even like, for most people, isn't like a mainline Spider-Man villain.
Mm.
Right.
If you read comics, sure,
Yeah.
but movies, it's like Green Goblin, Venom. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc Ock.
Doc
Doc
Ock,
Ock, yeah.
Doc Ock.
But in pretty much like comics, he's just supposed to be like this incredible hunter that's incredibly strong and very smart.
Barry.
And that's why he's terrifying, because he's really just a human. In the movie, he gets bit by a lion, and he gets
He gets all these
He gets
powers.
lion powers.
A lion?
A lion,
Yeah, he gets bit by a lion and lives.
and lives. So I don't know if it's a radioactive lion or what.
Right.
But I just don't see. I want to sit in like a Sony meeting
And
where
just hear
they're-
what goes
where
on.
they're talking about
pitching
these
ideas.
movies. They're like, yeah, we should have Spider-Man, but instead of wearing the Spider-Man suit, let's give him a cape, only boots,
Only.
and we'll censor the rest.
We'll censor the rest. And his webs don't come from his hands.
He does not speak a word the whole movie.
He just
silent.
breathes heavily.
Yeah. He flies around, is blurred out like the whole movie, every
Where
shot.
his first scene whipping through the city, all you hear is
The name of the movie, everybody gets one.
Spider-Man out of breath.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Spider-Man asthma attack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh god.
That sounds amazing. I would actually watch that.
Me too. I want to.
It sounds like almost sounds like a robot chicken parody.
I will say the big thing I'm kind of missing these days is, and we got it with like the Batman and I guess Venom, stuff like that. I miss when superheroes were like, somebody could just be like, hey, I have an idea for the Batman. And they'd be like, all right, well, we got this running right now. We'll do it after. I just don't see that anymore because like the Marvelification of everything. And Fernando has a big issue with this because he's like, what's the point of watching, Aquaman if it doesn't lead to anything? I don't like that mindset because
why does it have to lead to something?
why does it have to lead to something? Why can't it just be like a really good movie, stands on its own? Maybe it has a post-credit scene if it's tied to Marvel or something like that. But like that's why I like the Guardians movies because none of them lead to anything.
That's true.
They're just self-contained. You can watch that. You can watch that whole trilogy. Maybe getting like a little bit of in-game detail in there, but you can watch the whole thing
and it's still
great on its own.
All three of them.
The Batman, watch it on its own. It's building its own thing.
Fantastic.
Like
that movie rocks. That's a great.
a great. Matt Reeves is a killer.
That is, and I know it's a hot take. That is the best Batman film to date.
Yeah, no, 1,000%.
It's the only great representation we've had him as a detective.
It's because
yeah.
the Nolan movies had a Batman and an Bruce Wayne, but the villains of the Nolan movie is what saved it.
Absolutely.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I think they struck gold with each one of the actors that played the villains because they all put their own spin on it. They all acted the living hell out of it.
Even like,
and then you got Christian Bale just going,
Where is she?
and you see Heath Ledger in that movie, and you're like, I have to out yell that man. He's yelling in my face. I'm deaf.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to answer?
that's why he was so soft spoken. You want to know how I got these scars?
Oh, dude, so menacing. He's such a good villain.
Two-Face even is like barely in the movie. He
Killing
kills it.
Murphy.
Killing
The
Murphy
Scarecrow?
is Scarecrow.
Oh, Scarecrow, dude.
Yeah.
That scared me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It freaked me
That's
out.
a
In a
freaky
great way.
first movie. That's a freaky first movie.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Um,
And
Bane is definitely the weakest,
but still good.
but still really good, and they put the realistic spin on him, and that's awesome.
Who's the actor again?
Tom Hardy.
Oh,
With his tall boots. Very tall boots.
it's refreshing. Sorry, it's refreshing to hear this actually because I feel like online a lot. You either had people who were like, "Yeah, the Batman, best Batman film to date," for all these reasons you guys have said and more, or people are like, "Oh, like, he's so emo and he's so like."
Twilight guy's Batman. Fuck that.
I'm like Robert Pattinson's
Well,
amazing, and
he
it's
is
not
amazing.
insufferable at all.
To be fair, when it was first announced that it was Robert Pattinson, me
and me, I was
we
worried.
were both like,
What's
"Oh."
going on?
But it was also because like we hadn't seen anything he'd done outside of
Exactly.
Twilight,
Right.
and
Tenet was the one that sold me on him
Yeah.
being like, oh,
Yeah.
he was great.
Oh, he's in Tenet. I
he's
didn't
in
know.
Tenet.
He's the co-star.
He's awesome
Nice.
in Tenet.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really
For-
want to see is it The Lighthouse?
Yeah, The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse
him and,
is so good.
That's
Defoe?
actually a movie I think I saw before you, Tyler.
You did see it before me. I
'Cause-
have the poster of it now framed downstairs.
Yeah.
That is a
You saw a
very
movie before Tyler?
I know that's
That's crazy to me.
that's impressive.
Well, that's kind of how well, whatever. Even Twilight, like that's just such a. I don't want to go off on that. There's just so many reasons why like him and Kristen Stewart like look like terrible actors in those movies. Not that it's like an amazing performance, but like the writing is so. fucking
It's
bad,
so bad.
So like to their defense,
Everybody in that movie is working.
There
their
is
best.
there is
with what
no
they're given.
actor in the world that could have said some of those lines
No.
in a believable
No. The
way.
spider
There's just
monkey
no
line.
way.
the Spider Monkey line.
The Loch Ness monster line. That oh my god.
when
Oh.
when she like announces to him that she knows he's a vampire. I hate that
Oh,
scene. Say it. Say it out loud.
Sean Connery just
yeah.
walked
Say
in the
it.
room.
Say it. Say it. Out loud.
Vampire.
Oh goddamn! I heard that one in my soul.
It's awful, man.
Oh.
We will watch that someday on this podcast.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Once
It's-
was enough.
No, it's a fun movie when you're going in just expecting the worst, and you
Right.
just enjoy it for like you look at the best of it.
Yeah.
You know.
The literally the one saving grace of Twilight
Soundtrack.
is the soundtrack.
Okay, I will give you
Yeah.
that. The
People
soundtrack
went
was good.
because it was, I don't know why well, the books were a big deal, so that's why. But all these bands like Paramore, that's one of their best songs.
Yeah.
And they just wrote that for the movie, and it's so good. But it's like, man, you have all these talented bands like writing really intentionally for this movie, and you fuck up that badly. Like obviously it did well in the box
It did,
office,
yeah.
but,
Did all of the bands featured on the movie write songs for the movie,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
including Muse?
Oh, I forgot it. Wait, what song was? It's been so long. since I've seen Twilight.
Supermassive Black Hole.
Oh,
No.
sorry, that
Okay,
was
no,
not,
that was earlier.
that one they just got
Okay.
rights to, but
Bow,
but a lot of
bow,
the songs they like, yeah, it was written for the score, right?
That
Anyway,
baseball scene is really funny because that's
I
when
mean-
that's when Supermassive Black Hole plays, and you really never see the ball connect with the bat. You just see all of their faces reacting to what the CGI has put into the
With
sky.
a bunch of motion blur.
There's so much slow mo in that scene.
dude,
It's like all of the slow mo of every appearance Wonder Woman has ever had put into one movie.
yeah, for real, or like the Flash or something.
And how dramatic, like when Edward like sprints and like catches the ball, how dramatically he turns. He's like, whoa. So,
Oh, I have a good question since you guys
yeah.
live and breathe movies. What are, because like personally one of my least favorite film effects or techniques, I don't know the right word, is slow-mo. Because most of the time I've seen slow-mo, like just most movies and TV shows I've seen, even like music videos, I don't know what it is about it. I think it's just like the direction of it. Like the
Yeah.
direction makes it so corny, or it just feels like
you have
unneeded.
to have the intention that this is going to be filmed in slow mo while you're filming.
Right.
Because a lot of it feels like Twilight feels like they were like, oh, this might look cool in slow mo after the fact.
Right.
But like the X-Men scenes with
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver,
Yeah.
those are sick.
Yes.
Because they had the intention of this is going to look good in slow mo.
Right, that's a good example. That's what I mean. I was just curious, like, do you guys have more examples of like scenes that have like really tasteful slow mo?
You said you
Oh,
mentioned
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh,
has
dude.
has a couple really good scenes.
See
in
that
slow-mo.
that's a great example. Totally.
Just with the intention. That movie's a perfect movie. That's
it is really a 10 out of 10
if
for me.
one thing was changed, it would have fucked up the whole movie. Like that's yeah.
I still gotta watch that.
Oh, you'd love it. It's so
Um,
good.
when you mentioned music videos, and for some reason the first thing that came to mind in slow mo, because I'm pretty sure at least half of that video is in slow mo when it's not the band playing, was Soundgarden's "Black Hole Sun."
Oh, and that's such a beautiful music video.
Yeah, and it freaked me out as a kid, like
Yeah.
when that one woman is just like smiling, and it's a freakishly wide grin.
Yeah.
It freaked me out.
Super
but, like,
uncanny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great example too from the. I will say that like having done slow mo myself in music videos, like it's almost so easy to do.
Yeah.
It's almost like expected in the industry. So maybe that wasn't the best example. I just think in movies a lot of the time I see
You have to have
slow-mo,
restraint.
yes.
Because like that's Wonder Woman's issue.
It's too easy to
She
go into it.
Yeah, like like it easily could have like there's so many scenes where she's like blocking in fast motion. I'm like, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's insane. And then it goes,
that one last bullet. Pew.
That's exactly what I was trying to. Yeah. And there's different rates of slow mo, and that can change how
it's just
cheesy it is.
Do you remember that scene in Family Guy where Tom Tucker goes to visit the high school, and they're eventually calling mom? I was like, we got another meeting, Tom. He's like, that's all right, I'm coming.
Oh
He's
yeah,
just
yeah.
walking in slow motion through the halls. Everyone else is walking by like, the fuck are you doing?
You just unlocked like a memory, man. I haven't seen Family Guy in a while.
I do love when shows or movies make fun of slow motion. Like whenever they're like, you know, they just got like Community does this a lot where they're all walking down in slow motion and it's like super dramatic, and then you just see like the dean walk by him really fast. Like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
I love meta anything like meta fiction. If
Yeah.
again if it's tasteful. But like Deadpool, I think it's the first Deadpool, where they I forgot the character, but she does like the superhero landing.
Oh,
And they like poke like the line, like Deadpool literally like
Gina Carano.
talks.
That's right.
It's just so
That's
meta
right.
because it's a superhero movie, whatever, you know. but they're making fun of like a trope that's been like overused, and I love that because I think it calls it out, but it actually was kind of badass, unironically.
Deadpool. So one of the big things, and we gotta soon,
Okay.
but I see so many comments about like Deadpool is like childish humor and it's like, Reddit humor, whatever. I'm like, you haven't seen the movie because there are like really, low hanging fruit jokes in there,
For sure.
but most of them are pretty well thought out jokes or poking fun at something. Like the new trailer for Deadpool, they have the huge Ant-Man head.
Oh yeah.
And the mask opens up, and Deadpool just goes, "Wow, so Paul Rudd finally aged."
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's good. That's good because they set up the head in Loki, and I'm like, that's a good little payoff. That's
Right.
good.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, Deadpool, those movies, like anybody that talks trash about them, I'm like, just have a little fun in your life.
Yeah,
Have some sort of happiness in your life.
totally.
That kind of going, like people that are not our age, like half our age, you know who I'm talking about now that I've said half our age. They don't look at movies and music the same way we do, where like, I can go see a movie like Godzilla and I can say it was not a good movie, but man, was it so much fun. They cannot just say like, this song, it's not a perfect song, but it's a lot of fun to listen to or stuff like that. It's either it's there's 3 ratings. Amazing, mid, bad. Nothing in between, no fun to be had. And I hate that.
Right.
I was at first I was gonna counter like, well, like, maybe it's because like they're just younger, but then I'm like, in our generation that time when we had songs like "What Does the Fox Say," and I was like, this song is so fucking catchy.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
dumb, but it's
Well,
so good.
And
I
we
agree.
went to go see the Transformers movies, like every single release.
Hell yeah.
They are horrible movies.
Hell yeah.
Are horrible movies. But I love almost all of them.
Yeah. Me too.
The only one I don't like, and it's because we saw it twice,
Oh yeah.
Wow.
was the first one with Marky Mark. And we did not see it twice because we wanted to.
Yeah. Yep.
We saw it because we saw it. We went to see it in IMAX, and like the speakers sucked. And they were
Oh.
horrible. And so they gave us a free ticket to go see it again. So we went the next day to go see it again. Wasn't any better with the sound on.
Yeah.
Almost worse now that I could hear Marky Mark talk. Just
Marky Mark.
he was such a mistake to put in those movies. He does not fit well.
He's good in Ted.
I still only watched the first 2 to this day.
The third one is
And they killed Ironhide, and I was like, I'm done.
Dark of the Moon is awesome.
It
I'm
is.
also pretty sure Kelsey Grammer is the villain of one of them.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty
Uh,
sure. Hang
Oh,
on.
dude, I'm just forgetting, honestly.
Dark side.
Mr. Crane himself?
Yeah.
Dr. Fraser Crane?
Not this one. I think it was the Kelsey Grammer Transformers. Kelsey. Oh, look at that right there. Age of Extinction. It was the one we saw twice. He was the
Okay.
villain.
Really?
Forgot
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Look at him.
Wow.
Wow.
That's Kelsey Grammer.
Yep.
Stanley Tucky's also in that movie.
Mm.
Remind me who that is.
He looks like Merlin from
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci.
Oh, he does. That's right.
Yeah.
I forget they're not the same person.
TJ Miller's in that movie, and they kill him off in a horrific way because Michael Bay hated him.
Yeah.
We talked about that before.
Oh, this sounds familiar.
You told me about that back then.
He just before we go, TJ Miller was on a podcast recently talking about like how he didn't get invited back for the new Deadpool movie, and he's just complaining that he didn't get brought back, and he's like, these
He directed
movies-
the first one, right?
No,
Did he just write it?
it was another. He's not the writer of it. It's another guy with the last name Miller.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But he's just like complaining, and I'm like, you're the one that called in the bomb threat to the train. Like, you're the one that said an Asian guy was planting a bomb on a train. So like, you cannot get mad. Like, everybody knew you were an asshole.
Yeah.
That's why you got kicked off of Silicon Valley, because you were an asshole.
Totally.
Like, you cannot sit there and go like, They just
It is the consequences of your own actions.
Oh, definitely.
He's the idiot.
Were there some other allegations?
There's a
too?
lot of no,
Like,
he's
against
not a good guy.
Wow.
He
women in
needs
the
a lot of
workplace?
mental health work.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I don't think there was like a lot of like the sexual abuse stuff.
Yeah.
But he's just a huge asshole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yikes.
All right. But anyway, we are kind of at a good stopping point to go watch our movie.
Movie time.
And the movie of the week, I'll have Rudy introduce it because it technically was his pick. What are we watching this week, Rudy?
We are going with Sicario this week, directed by Denis French.
Denis Villanueva.
That's the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, and it sounds like you haven't either.
I haven't either.
But I mean, from what I've seen so far, like the dude doesn't miss.
Yeah, no.
And we
he-
just watched Arrival again.
Oh.
Dune
Mwah.
was fantastic.
Oh, another.
We haven't
Blade Runner
watched it on the
2049.
yeah, we haven't watched it on the pod yet, but that was this
Li-
guy is
Listing my favorite sci-fi
Yeah,
epic.
This guy is amazing.
He does not miss. It has Emily Blunt in it.
Okay.
actor.
Josh Brolin,
Benicio.
Benicio del Toro.
Is he the main guy?
He's one of them.
Okay,
The main
that
three
dude.
are like Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin.
nice.
And then John Bernthal's in it.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
love that.
Awesome.
You should have
And, yeah.
started with that.
Yeah, and
Great cast.
it is on Amazon Prime. So if you have
Nice.
Amazon Prime, it is streaming, so you can watch it. It's only about 2 hours. Very tightly packed movie. Both of these guys have not seen it. I've seen it more times than I can count. I love this movie, even though it's fucking terrifying to me. So we're gonna go watch that. We will be back, and yeah. So let's go.
All right.
Go
Let's
watch
do
a
it.
movie. Hey guys, this is Rudy from the Quackdown podcast. If you guys love electronic dance music, be sure to check out my own DJ radio show called Axiom Radio with Drebin. It's a 2-hour monthly radio show hosted by me. For the first hour, I play some of the best tunes that I found for the month and piece them together for a euphoric journey. The second hour, I pass the decks to a guest mix of the month where they finish off the journey however they please. So if you like trance, melodic house, or techno, check out Axiom Radio with Drebin on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast listening app. And be sure to give me a follow on Instagram at drebin.music to stay up to date on the show.
Hello, viewers and listeners to the Quackdown Pod. Thank you for joining me with this week's Quack Fact. We got an interesting one this week. It is that ducks can close one eye and put half their brain to sleep while keeping watch with the other half. One way ducks have adapted to get some good shut-eye while still keeping a lookout for potential danger is to close one eye in order to put half their brain asleep while keeping the other eye open to be awake and alert. Another cool fact about this is when a flock of ducks are together, that means every duck can take a half-brain's nap and keep one eye open looking for trouble. So when they're sitting in a big group in a pond, the outside layer of ducks do this little trick so that the inside layer can shut both of their eyes and have complete sleep, while the outside watches for any danger to the flock. They have synchronized sleeping. How cool are our little ducks? Thank you for listening to this week's Quack Fact. Now, on to the movie review.
All right, we are back from watching our movie Sicario by Denis Villeneuve. I don't actually know if that's how we pronounce his name, but
Sounds pretty
I think
good.
it's pretty
yeah.
close. I think
Yeah, I
it's
think
pretty
so.
close. So let's start right off.
9 out of 10.
Little ratings.
I think it's a 10 out of 10. And I don't say that often.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Is it really?
I think it's a perfect movie.
It's so perfect, man.
That's why the sequel is so disappointing.
I mean,
there's a sequel?
Yeah.
Oh.
I give it a 9, but I can't think of a reason why
It
it
goes down.
shouldn't just get the 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
I think you're
Yeah.
giving it the 9 because you're worried about setting the bar with the 10, but it sets the bar.
it's
I do think that
it's-
like personal feeling, like just general enjoyment can be a factor into
Yeah.
with rating, you know?
that's true. Okay, yeah, no. Like, I'll bump it up to the 10.
Hey.
Because he does so much well with just like his audio.
Yeah.
The audio adds so much suspense. He does so much storytelling with just that alone,
Mm-hmm.
and the foreshadowing, and that I think that's in every movie too, like with Arrival and Dune, like
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner,
Oh.
especially. Like it's almost like that's like one of his like signature pieces with his movies.
I definitely agree.
He also, I'm pretty sure, keeps working. He tries his best to keep working with the same people throughout his movies. So like his cinematographers are usually pretty up in line. He was using the same composer for all of his movies until that composer passed away, unfortunately. But now he's doing he's partnered with Hans Zimmer, which is you really can't fucking go wrong with Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
Like that's
From Lion King to Interstellar.
yeah, and Dune showed us
I
that.
had no idea he was Lion King until like
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Which is incredible. Like,
And oh no, that's John Williams did the football theme song or whatever.
Oh, Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Or Sunday Football.
But no, this I fully believe this is it's tied with Blade Runner 2049 for this director's best movie in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one's his other 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, Blade Runner 2049 is oh my god.
Yeah.
Fantastic film.
Right.
And my dad hates it. by the way.
Why?
Hates it cuz he's like it's so boring. And I'm like, "Okay, I get it. You're getting to that age. You got to have it quick for you, huh?"
Did he like the original?
No, he said that was boring too.
Oh, the original's
It's
so
just not
good.
his thing. I just think it's not his thing.
Yeah.
But no, this movie, I think the soundtrack is so tense the
Oh my
whole
God,
time.
yes.
Just that beginning scene when they're trying to open up the lock to the basement.
Yeah.
Already unsettling.
As soon
Oh.
as you hear the
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
And those
Booby-
big dark string,
booby
like,
trap.
oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh my god.
which is definitely his thing. He always incorporates that.
Yeah, he loves just darkness, really. Oh, speaking of sound, Rudy pointed this out in the movie. There's a scene where they're at the bar, and Emily Blunt's character, who has been through so much up to this point, not the most of what she goes through, because that
Right.
definitely happens like 10 seconds later, but she's at the bar, and like you hear it's like a cowboy theme bar. You hear like the country music in the back or whatever, a couple chatters around, and then there's a subtle just
like she's just staring, like she's like looking
She's-
down, kind of like
she's
at the
fully
bar.
like zoned out.
Right.
It's the like,
And the sound is only there for like maybe 5 or 6 seconds,
But
but it's
it's
her just
there.
like the trauma is just like
Yeah.
showing out right there. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude,
It's like dissociating, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
and like up to this point, I mean, oh my God. I mean, I guess she's seen so much
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
to this point, but like in the overarching story, her personal trauma, like
Oh, it's so
she
sad.
is
yeah.
a mess by the end.
It's so sad.
And
the
she wasn't great to start.
no, the garbage that they put her through is insane.
I know.
Insane.
Yeah.
But she's such a good actress. Like
so good.
she killed this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
Everyone did.
absolutely. Like there's not a single. That's why it's a 10 out of 10. Every single person in this movie played their role so well. Even the
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal dude.
Yeah.
The first time I saw this, that twist of the
Oh.
rubber
Bracelet.
bracelet going out
So
on the table.
good.
You're like another sex scene, whatever. Like
And I was wondering when that was gonna come up. Like
Yeah.
like how you mentioned, like they
Yeah.
stayed on that shot of the bracelets like a little too long. I'm like, well, that's not an accident. That can't be an accident.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that because it's like we see it at first and it's out of focus.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like people who caught it earlier, like you, where you're like, why are they putting so much focus on these stupid ass bracelets? You kind of go, oh, this is the same color.
Mm-hmm.
And then they focus and you go, no,
Like,
no.
fuck.
Yeah.
I like John Bernthal. Why's it got to be a douche?
And so quickly did I get the Frank Castle vibes and some
Yeah.
of those faces that
Yeah.
just,
Mm.
dude, he freaks me out
Yeah.
He's,
sometimes. He's so scary
he can be scary. He can be a scary man.
until
Yeah.
he gets defeated by a wet willy.
Yeah. No, the torture they implement in this movie is like you don't see a lot of the normal torture that you see in like most other movies about
Yeah.
American war. Which I have a point to say about this movie real quick after that. But they only show you the really unusual shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Like grabbing the eyebrow as hard as he can and pulling.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's not. I would never think about
Then
that.
just wipes his
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
Just like
He's like gross.
yeah. It's almost like it's so absurd, but like not. But it's like it makes it funny.
Yeah,
But the whole movie, it's just so interesting. Like when there's humor,
yeah.
you shouldn't be laughing as an
It's
audience
dark.
member,
It's very dark.
but you almost like feel the need to laugh because the movie's just so messed
Like
up.
following the torture of John Bernthal scene, there's a cut to Josh Brolin sitting in the front seat, looking in
Laughing.
the mirror, just giggling like a little kid,
Yeah,
and it's horrifying.
I know.
But then you're kind of like, this guy's smiling.
Right.
I need to
I should be
smile.
smiling.
I've been tense the whole movie. Time to relax.
Mm-hmm.
That really is what he's for.
The
For the sake of the audience,
Yeah.
it's like that little
Yeah.
sense of like, no, it's okay. Everything's under control.
Right.
the constant like, yeah, look at what he's wearing. He's got flip flops on in this scene,
Yeah.
where there's like a major briefing going on. In this other scene, like he's just dressed in like khakis, a t-shirt, and socks and sandals. Like, who is this guy? He looks so
He's
incompetent.
like Jeff Probst on Survivor.
He's the Jeff Bridges of this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
The dude.
I think you said he's like the
He's like the dude of this.
movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
look for cops.
Oh,
Yeah.
just such a good movie. The thing I wanted to bring up is when this movie came out, and honestly, since people have called it like U.S. propaganda, and I'm like, if you have never seen the movie, yeah, because you're like, oh, it's them putting a stop to drugs, but then you watch the movie and it's very critical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
They're like, Denis is like a bootlicker and all this stuff. I'm like, not fucking at all.
No,
Like
no,
the
no.
there's no
movie-
good guy in
the
this movie.
whole
Right.
point of the movie is Emily Blunt is the voice of reason.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And you're putting her into a backdrop of the worst. They constantly say, like, this is against the book. We shouldn't be doing this, blah, blah, blah. This is going under the radar.
Corruption on
Right.
both
Yeah.
sides.
Oh
It's-
yeah. Yeah.
And then at the end, the reveal that, like, the U.S. wants to just control all the
market.
Yeah, they want to
Yeah.
control the drug cartel because that makes it easier to manage.
Yep.
And that's what they want. It's just, I don't understand how somebody can look at this movie and go, you just want me to say USA right now.
It's fighting corruption with corruption, you know? Like if it really were a movie that's like basically propaganda, the message would not be that. It'd be more like fighting corruption with like, you know,
It's
following like a good
fire with
agenda,
fire.
right? Like we're stopping the war on drugs, you know?
By the
like-
book,
Yeah, totally by the book and killing
is-
like
which is
cartel
totally
members.
possible.
It's it reminds me. I mean, obviously, reminds me of Narcos, the TV show.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of you have seen it.
I've seen some of it.
Outstanding show, like same vibes the whole time,
It's
but for
definitely
like
same
3
vibe.
seasons. But in that show, at least the main characters, they do horrible shit throughout the stuff, and I don't know why I put the emphasis on that level of horrible. But like at the end of the day, their goal is to stop it. Like that's what they're there for. In this movie, their goal is to bring it home,
To control it.
to
yeah.
control it. That's
Mm.
crazy to me.
And that final dinner scene.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, so good.
So cold.
So
It is-
cold.
It is so messed up.
Oh,
That
my
line, man.
Goodness.
Time
Time
to
to
meet
meet God.
That my
Oh,
heart,
that-
like I
dude.
knew it was gonna happen, but my heart's. I didn't think that series would happen.
Yeah.
And then just the final, it was an abrupt ending, but so fitting. Just like that final shot of like kid goes to kick the ball and try and score a goal, gunfire in the distance. Everyone takes a moment to acknowledge it. Right back to the game. Credits.
Title
like,
So
card.
sad, man.
like just
Yeah.
They acknowledge that this is still how life's gonna go.
Like
This is how it
to
is.
us watching the movie, it's surreal.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But then to them, it's just like
Every day.
it's like a thunderstorm. here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
it's
oh, lightning.
just another day.
Wild.
It's a crazy movie, and again, how the hell is it not just critical of the U.S. in general?
right.
Yeah.
It's insane to me that anybody looks at this movie and goes otherwise. Like
Yeah, I'm confused honestly how people. Would
I
see
think
it as
that
propaganda.
there's no way they've seen the movie
No.
and claim that.
Yeah,
Or they have no media literacy.
right.
Like they
that's
just
true.
can't understand any concept at all.
There's a lot
They
of
still
those.
think Good Will Hunting is a hunting movie. They watched the whole thing.
Do people actually think that?
I don't
They
know.
think Jojo Rabbit is Peter Rabbit.
Yeah.
Greatly
I thought there
mistaken.
were Nazis in this.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
are actual rabbits.
Where's the war?
Yeah.
I guess I get what Taika's going for, but who are the Nazis?
What's that like old animated cartoon that's like really brutal and violent of rabbits just like getting massacred?
Whoa,
like
dude.
water? Is it like Watership Down? Waterfront
What?
Down? Look it up. I'm not making this up.
Wait.
There is a
Oh.
children's animated movie where you're seeing rabbits just get annihilated.
Damn. I have no idea.
What's it called?
It is Watership Down, I believe.
Watership Down. Okay.
Okay.
I'm only seeing like I've never seen the whole movie. I just saw a clip.
What?
Bro.
Oh my god.
It's like
What is some
it's
of the images?
animation like The Land Before Time. Like it looks like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What year did that come out?
1973?
Oh my
Oh,
lord.
damn.
It's before Disney took over.
Oh, there we go.
Disney was just releasing
dark
really depressing
Disney.
shit before that.
Disney makes everything less fun. Look. I was going to show you.
Kelsey Grammer?
Never mind. Let's see. Benicio del Toro is insane this whole movie because he's
100%,
like
yeah.
he's comforting up until the point that he's
Yes,
no longer
not.
comforting
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's scary.
Right.
And
He's
that
so
switch happens like
Instantly.
that. You get whiplash from how quickly that switch is like.
Like how Emily Blunt got whiplash.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
well,
Um,
and you expect that like whiplash, but you really don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you know it will, but man, that movie there's so much suspense. That's my favorite. One of my favorite elements, like across the entire film, is that like even the sex scene was a huge twist, right? With
yeah.
like because I did notice Brace, I was like, oh, she's gonna find out probably, but I don't know when. Like it's directed in such a way that even when you know something's gonna happen, you really don't know when, and you're just like still on your edge of your seat.
It's really a
Um,
horror movie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
In a way, like there's a lot in here that like you feel tense and somebody could die at the hands of somebody else. That's just like a basic horror movie.
Just when they're at the border.
yeah,
That scene, just
it's crazy.
the constant eyeing of different cars just going back and forth.
Oh, dude.
Roll them up.
They told him to roll it down though. That was what's crazy. Oh, and the border scene is crazy to me because like none of the other passengers in any of the other cars reacted.
And that did cross my mind. I'm
Like if that was happening, I'd be out of my car fucking running for cover.
Yeah.
I would not stay close to that.
Right.
Because I don't think cars can stop bullets.
But what about Crossfire?
Crossfire?
Yeah, Crossfire.
Like-
you know that commercial?
I don't know.
But if I get out and run and I'm in my Kermit the Frog shoes, you really think I'm going to get shot?
You'd be running around with your arms in the air.
Enemy combatant! Hide the drugs!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Number 5, the Hefe.
I thought Hefe meant boss, but then when they translated it in the captions in this movie, it just said Hefe. And
Did it
I was
really?
so
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
I didn't
It was like, do you know who I am? I'm a Hefe. And then in the caption, it said,
I'm a Hefe.
And I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
You're supposed to translate for me.
Maybe Denis missed that part. But we all know. I feel like that's one word where most people know. Hefe.
Honestly, yeah.
He's the man. He's the boss.
I know it because of Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Hmm.
They just call him the Hefe all this show. It's good.
Oh.
It's good. Good show. Very good show. Watch it. It got canceled because nobody watched it, but not because it wasn't a good show.
Nice.
Like Doom Patrol.
Oh, I forgot about that show already.
Mhm. Very good show.
Wow.
I haven't seen it.
It is. I told Fernando he would like it because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I thought he did watch it.
No.
Oh.
No. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really good. You should watch that too.
Okay, yeah.
Fernando got me hooked. I don't know if you've heard.
I have.
I'm almost halfway through season 5.
Out of
okay.
what, 6?
7 seasons.
And where is he on Bly?
Episode 6.
Out of
10.
Bly Manor.
It's crazy how you are matching his speed.
To be
but
fair-
you're
to be
going
fair,
through seasons.
Here's what he's. Well, first of all, he has to finish Bly, Usher, and season 2 of Castle Rock.
oh, so he's
Oh,
really
nice.
behind. That's
He
right.
is very behind, and up in the International Space Station.
Oh, yes,
And-
yes, of course.
Poor
He brought-
Wi-Fi up there.
He brought. I gave him some DVDs. He's up there. But oh frick, what was I gonna say? Oh, to be fair with him, he's watched a lot of other shows in the meantime. He finished Fallout,
Nice. Okay.
so I didn't ask him to.
Is it good?
It's so good.
Nice.
It's so good. It's done by Jonathan Nolan,
Oh, okay.
Christopher Nolan's brother,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
who wrote all of Christopher Nolan's movies
Yeah?
except Oppenheimer
Didn't know
That's
that.
crazy.
Did not know that.
and did Westworld.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's where I recognize this. Okay.
These Nolans, they got a hierarchy going on.
It's just 2 of them.
I think there's an
or is there a third who's
I think
like
there's a sister.
an accountant or
I
something?
think there's a sister.
Nice.
Let me look up the Nolan dynasty.
The Nolan dynasty.
Movies. Every Christopher Nolan movie ranked, how many Nolan films, blah, 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 blah. Christopher Nolan would be an ideal director for the Kang dynasty.
Is that a Reddit post?
yeah, I thought.
You know who should direct the next Avengers movie? Tim Burton.
That could kind of go hard, Loki.
I want Sam
Michael
Raimi
Bay.
to do it. I want Sam Raimi to do it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I couldn't tell if you're being sarcastic at first.
No, I don't think he should do that. I think he should do a Spider-Man movie again because they need some of his quirkiness to Tom Holland's Spider-Man because it's been too fucking serious lately.
Well,
Where's
I mean,
where's the friendly?
he wasn't just in the neighborhood, but he was.
We didn't get anything of him in the neighborhood.
I know, bigger stakes, less laughs, more at stake.
Yeah, but I want a smaller steak so I don't have to take anything home. I don't like to-go boxes.
Surreal.
It was a dad joke.
Oh, okay. Stupid.
No, I would love. I'm trying to think of a director that like genuinely would do one of those movies. Cause like the who did
Russos.
Eternals? She just
Oh, she did Nomadland.
yes,
What's her name?
I don't remember her name, but
Something
I remember she won an
Zhao?
Oscar.
Lucy,
I'm
Lou
honestly forgetting her first name.
Z-
Chloe.
Zoe,
Zhao?
Chloe Zhao.
Is that it?
Yes. So Chloe Zhao
Yeah.
wins an Oscar for like her first movie. Goes to direct Eternals, gets severely limited in her vision.
Yeah.
The Eternals gets bombed and starts the decline of Marvel movies
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah.
And now I think since then, and especially since like Multiverse of Madness with Sam Raimi, where they limited him too, directors are kind of going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to work with you if like I'm just executing your vision.
Right. Right.
Like the point of the director is I have an idea. I would like to bring it to screen. And if it's always some Marvel guy going, you got to do it this way.
Yeah.
It's
right.
just it takes away from the point of a director. Like
Mhm.
at that point just have that guy direct.
Totally
It's
not a lot of creative freedom. you know?
no.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then they,
especially-
and then there are ones that take the blame.
Yeah.
They get shafted for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is so stupid. It's the same thing with like no, I wouldn't. Star Wars is kind of the same way. The new trilogy just had way too much meddling
Right.
and not enough like talking about like all right, we're telling a story, not 3 fucking separate ones. And if we wanted to do that, they should have 3 separate sets of characters.
Yeah. I'm trying to wrap it up like really quickly in that last movie. It's so rough.
Somehow Palpatine has returned. Somehow You can go fuck yourself. God, this is a dumb movie.
What is she proposing?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good movie, though. That's a good movie. Andor's really good, too.
I still gotta see Andor.
Maybe one day,
It's worth it.
but I do want to check out the Acolyte.
I'm very excited for the actor.
That looks pretty cool.
It's about evil Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
not necessarily Sith,
That
just
sounds
evil
cool.
Jedi.
That's cool.
No, I really liked Andor, and I really liked it because you get so into it that eventually you fucking forget it's Star Wars.
That's what I've heard.
Like
Yeah.
literally, you barely see Star Wars stuff after like the first 2 episodes.
What's the name of the main actor? Is it something Luna? Or am I thinking of
No,
someone
Gabriel
else?
Luna is
Last of Us.
Last of Us. Tommy.
Oh, what is his name? Wasn't he also in Narcos?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm blanking.
Or am I thinking of the dude from Rogue One?
They're the same
Oh,
guy.
that is the
They're
same guy.
guy.
Yeah,
That's
okay, yeah.
where Andor came from. Is
Yeah.
Rogue One.
What's his first name?
Oh my god.
I know. This is embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Honestly.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Talk about something else. Talk about something else. Talk about something else. Oh my god. Oh my god. Andor. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Diego Luna.
Diego!
Ah, it was
It was
Luna.
Luna.
Ah.
Diego.
Ah, Stellan Skarsgård's in that too.
They're a talented family.
That's the Nolans and the Skarsgårds
Powerhouse.
Yeah.
should team up with the Russells. Kurt and Wyatt.
Oh.
Oh.
They live next door. The Russells.
Behind the Hemsworth.
Ah.
The Nolans have worked with the Hemsworths though.
When?
Yeah.
Because the lesser Hemsworth.
Liam?
The lesser.
No.
What?
Lesser.
There's third? There's a third?
Yeah.
What's his name?
He's in Westworld. He's Stubbs, if you remember that name. He teams up with the girl that goes missing for like a season.
Oh yes. Oh okay.
Elsie or whatever.
Yeah, Elsie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. I hate having to use this. We need, if any sponsors from Sony, LG, Samsung, Vizio are listening, we would love just a big ass TV behind our camera so I could just like
Yeah.
type stuff up here. They could see it.
That'd be awesome.
I don't have any money.
So give us some, please.
Just one would be cool, and I will never say any of you have bad TVs again.
Vizio, you're not our first choice, but you are a choice.
Listen, Vizio, you're okay
you get the job done.
for about a year,
For a
or
little.
so,
Yeah.
a year and a half. All right, what was I looking up?
The lesser.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Hemsworth.
Lester Hemsworth.
Hemsworth brothers. Luke.
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 Okay.
Let me see his picture.
Oh, wow, that's so fun.
Oh, I have seen his face.
Yeah.
Huh.
Damn.
Is he the youngest? No, it's got to be Liam.
Liam's definitely the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they
Wow.
call him the lesser Hemsworth because nobody knows him,
That's
and his name starts with L.
that's such a sad title.
I know.
But then I like it when they originally had that title and now they're the star, like the Olsen, Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah,
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Well,
she is the star.
To be fair, that's because the twins have gone through a lot.
Yes, they have. And they're also not acting anymore.
No.
Don't they have like a fashion thing?
Something.
Something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
I think they each have their own thing, but they team up sometimes. It's like
Yeah.
a crossover episode.
See. What about
You
the-
got it, dude.
There's the Coen brothers too. It's a good.
Yeah,
one.
they split for one movie, and that was the movie that it was called like Drive Away Dolls or something like that.
Got a bomb.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
And it was not a great movie. It wasn't a bad movie, but you felt something was off, and now they're getting back together. So I think,
They were missing the other half.
yeah, that's kind of. I think they kind of realize that's a team that has to be
Yeah.
together. Unfortunately,
Totally.
No,
it's your brother.
yeah, it's a good team.
Are they actually related? Seriously,
I assumed.
I would
Are
think.
they not?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
It's just a brand.
It's just
Yeah.
two guys that met up and they both have the last name Cohen.
Yeah, we're bros.
Yeah.
Let's go make the Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that
Oh,
would be
yeah,
a
that's right.
huge con if they were like they came out 2024 and they're just like, we're not related. Sorry, guys. People would be upset.
I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
I would find it funny.
I'd find that really funny. Be like if Killian came out and he's like, I'm actually 100% Brazilian.
Accent and all.
Accent and
Starts dancing.
Dancing.
Starts doing some capoeira bullshit.
He's doing juggling with the soccer ball just out of nowhere. Oh, I don't even know how we got here.
Yeah.
We got here. So Denis, I love that he's doing Dune. I love it. I'm
But?
just very upset that he is now limited to that.
Like he's not doing anything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love when he does original stuff.
Like,
Well,
this,
I'm
I'm
sure
not to say
He'll come
I,
back to it, I'm sure.
I hope so.
I mean,
but
Dune will be what, 3 movies max? Or he'll eventually pass it along?
I wonder, man.
there's a Dune show coming out this year.
Really?
With him involved?
I don't know.
Oh.
It better be.
It's about the Bene Gesserit.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw one picture.
Hmm.
I'm literally judging a book by its cover right now. That whole show is in that room. I don't know. Give me a fucking trailer, or just give it to me.
Come on, Vizio.
Come on, Vizio. All right. So to end off this episode, I would like to ask y'all one more question.
Yes.
If there was any movie out there that you think could be done better by a different director, what is it?
Oh.
It's a hard question.
Because I really, really, really wish Matt Reeves was brought back to Cloverfield, and I wish he could use some of his new talents in that world.
That would be awesome.
Because there was that. Do you remember the Super Bowl one year where Netflix was like, the Cloverfield paradox, and then it was like, it's on Netflix immediately after the Super Bowl. Like, first trailer dropped
yeah.
and it released that night.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of hype. It's like one of Netflix's most watched movies of all time. Total fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Total fucking garbage. It literally is not a Cloverfield movie until the end. Kind of like 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is not a Cloverfield movie until they tacked on something at the end.
Yeah, right.
And I just wish Matt Reeves would come back. I know and again, he's another one. He's stuck doing the Batman universe, and I love it. I'm all for it.
I'm with it right now.
But
But I just, and maybe I could be wrong because I thought the same about the Russo brothers. I was like, oh, their talents are being wasted. Not wasted, but I want to see them do
Underutilized.
Underutilized.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do something new. And then everything they've done since is garbage.
damn.
Like garbage. So I take back what I said. Just stick doing the good stuff. Denis, if you disappoint me ever,
I swear
done.
to God.
I'll still watch your movies because 1 disappointment is not the end of the world, but 2,
You're out.
you're okay. 3 now.
That's a hard
This
question.
is such a
though.
hard question. I have a couple movies in mind, but I'm like, well, who would do them?
What are they?
Fucking Last Airbender.
Oh, okay.
I would want Denis to do Jurassic Park
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That'd be
with
horrific.
sound design and everything.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'd watch the
yeah.
hell out of that.
Yeah.
No.
The guy that I
So
wanted to do a
scary.
Jurassic Park movie is doing a Jurassic Park movie, and we talked about this.
Mm.
The guy that did Rogue One is
Yeah.
doing the next Jurassic World
Oh,
movie.
you did tell me
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that.
And
I mean,
that movie's got everything. Everything.
Rogue One's really good. So.
The sound design of the Vader scene in the hallway,
Oh, so good with the red light and
the
everything.
red light,
Oh.
and
Terrifying.
the music cutting out, and you just hearing his breathing.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's a great
such
movie. That's a really good movie. That's so hard. I'm struggling because like I'm only thinking of movies that like suck. So it's like I don't think it.
No, you got to think of movies that were good too.
I know that's what the thing. Like I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
of-
because you just said make them better. You didn't say it had to be like a terrible movie.
Yeah, just make them better.
I can only think of really bad ones or really good ones, but then I don't know if I'd want them to change. You know?
I wish, obviously, Thor 4 was done by somebody else.
I wish Thor 3 was done. By
No,
somebody
no,
else.
no, no. You're wrong on that one. But Thor 4, you haven't even seen it.
I don't have to.
But
You said it was.
you know
crap.
what? We're gonna watch it on one of these
No, why?
because I need you to see.
I don't want to see an underutilized Christian Bale.
No, you
Mm.
have to see the whole thing because it'll make you appreciate Ragnarok.
I don't think it will.
Oh, have you ever seen a Thor story not about Thor?
No.
Yeah,
Where
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok is about Thor. He becomes the god of thunder.
It was the
He's
wrong
the
Thor.
god of hammer before.
I don't even know who the fuck I was watching. Some dude with lightning. That wasn't Thor.
Sparkles. Who is yours?
A part of me wants to say the original X-Men trilogy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because Bryan Singer didn't do the third one, right?
I think he did.
Did he?
I think he did all those, and he should not have. He's a bad guy.
Oh, I mean, yes, because he's
He's
like
he's
the Halle Berry.
and he's a little bit of the Me Too era.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Um,
yes.
I would replace Bryan Singer with
The Logan director.
my initial thought was like maybe like the Russo brothers, but the Logan director, I'd be open to it.
No, you know what? The guy that's doing the new Deadpool movie, Sean Levy.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, he did Real Steel too. If you remember that boxing movie with
Oh, yeah.
Hugh Jackman,
I forgot
Oh.
about that.
where Hugh Jackman is like, I think he is an ex-boxer, but now they do like this motion capture stuff where you control a big ass robot. So it's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but
Yeah.
in real scale. It's such a cool movie. It's oh god, it's honestly very Transformer-y.
Okay.
It's like they it's like he wrote a Transformers story, and then they were like, nah. He's like, I'll do it anyway, I guess.
When did that come out?
Long ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Cool. Yeah, I think I would do that.
I know one that I can give you. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Yeah, please.
If you want it. I would like to see The Shining redone by Flanagan.
like the original.
The
Shining, right?
original Shining.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, see?
That would
See?
be really good.
See?
Damn.
See? Yeah.
I know y'all talked about The Shining.
Yeah.
I love that movie, but it is very dated, of course.
It's very
Um,
dated. And Doctor Sleep, the revisit to that.
Yeah.
Have you've seen it?
Oh yeah,
Okay, good.
Dr.
Good,
Sleep's
good,
great.
Good.
like a
Fantastic.
really, really good sequel.
Really, really good.
Damn, that is a good one.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
such
yeah.
a good one.
That'd be crazy.
Oh.
Oh, you know who could be the wife?
Who?
His wife.
Of course.
Yeah, she's so good.
absolutely.
Oh, boy. Oh, that could be so good.
And I finally finished Midnight Mass.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, are we about to talk about this right now?
Yes!
It's so good.
We got
dude.
time.
We got time?
We got about 5 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It's very, very good. Like
If you
I think
really quick, because if Fernando's up in the wait, he's seen it. We're good. Never mind. If you haven't seen Midnight Mass, stop listening
here.
right now.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
spoiler alert.
Huge spoiler alert, and you should not get spoiled for this show. Continue.
I'm so torn if I like Haunting of Hill House or Midnight Mass. They're very different.
We have talked about
Yes.
this, and we're on opposite sides.
Oh.
I think.
Midnight Mass is the better show, but I will watch Hill House more.
I
I say
Ah.
I'm the opposite.
okay.
Well, no, I won't. I will not watch Midnight Mass again.
Yeah, I think I'd watch it again.
I've watched it again.
It really fucked me up, honestly. The second, the
The
last
boat?
three
Yeah.
and the boat. Oh my god,
Oh my
That's a great-
god!
that's such a good scene because it's very it's just heartbreaking, but like
and it lingers
yeah, it just
past
lingers.
credits,
Oh, it's so
and you can't escape it.
it feels so surreal on the boat out there.
Oh.
That fucked me up.
That I want that screenshot in 4K as my background on my computer.
That is
That's
awful.
Not
heavy.
him burning. Not him burning.
Yeah, I was
Not
like,
him
what?
You know when he has the dreams of himself in the boat,
Sure.
Oh,
and he
okay,
never
okay.
sees the sunrise.
Yeah.
Like right before it, when
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
fair.
Yeah.
And then the people that see that and they're just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. So context for anybody that has stayed, doesn't care about spoilers. It's a show about vampires. You don't know it's about vampires until
Pretty late.
pretty late
Yeah.
in the story. Honestly, not even that late. It's like episode 3, 4.
When you get backstory on the father,
I think
Yeah.
episode 3 you get backstory, and that's when you're like, oh,
this is what we're dealing with.
there's
Right.
something monstrous. It's
Yeah.
not ghosts.
Mhm.
Like, and up until that point, you kind of think it's ghosts because he keeps seeing the dead girl, but like that's just his conscious.
Mhm.
But then there's a scene where the main character, who you're following the whole time, who you think is the main character, he gets turned into a vampire, and he knows like A, nobody on this island would believe him, and B, he's not totally sure if he can control it. So, and he's also been guilty for like killing a girl the whole movie in a car accident when he was drunk driving. So they go out on a boat, him and his like love interest, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And to prove it to her, he tells the whole story, and then the sun rises.
And they're on a boat.
And they're on a boat, and he catches fire immediately, and she is screaming, watching him turn to ash, like skin melt off the body, like fully turned
Terrifying
to ash.
image.
And the credits start, and it's screaming throughout the whole credits. It is
Oh my
It is,
God,
uh,
I got goosebumps.
insane ending to an episode.
My
yeah.
jaw like just dropped
Oh
that
my
whole time
God.
watching. I was like,
I know you're like,
Because in that moment, that's the moment where you go, I do not fucking know where this show is going to go.
yeah.
That was the moment where you're like, anything can happen to these characters.
Yeah.
And I love that because I have really never felt that in any, except for Usher.
I haven't seen Usher.
You should
Yeah.
I'm currently watching it still.
Oh, cool.
watch it.
Okay.
I'm telling, oh my God.
Yeah.
In any of his other stuff, I've never felt the nobody's safe vibe more than
That one.
Midnight Mass.
Dang. Okay.
And especially by the ending.
Oh yeah, because what? 2 of them
The
survived.
kid.
Like
The
the
kids. Yeah. Everybody else
Jesus.
burns or dies.
Yep.
Oh, but it was so satisfying to see what's her face like
Oh, I
trying to
know.
dig a hole and
Bev.
like, save herself.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my
Oh.
dude, infuriating. She's a great actress. Though.
Yeah.
Great
no.
actress,
Yeah.
but
Again,
I hated her
You
in
hate
that show.
her. Oh,
Yeah. It's like Joffrey
worst.
in Game of Thrones.
yeah. Little
If
ups.
you just
You don't even love to hate him. You just fucking
Yeah.
hate him.
Oh yeah, horrible person
but like,
through and through.
you know, because I met her,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
Flanagan and
The nicest people.
yeah, they're the nicest, and Kate Siegel, his wife.
Mhm.
And literally, because and I were just watching Midnight Mass so she could get into it because she hadn't seen any Flanagan stuff when we went up to Estes.
Oh.
Oh, fake fan.
We were introducing her. to
Fake
stuff.
fan.
I think. Oh, we have to bleep her name.
Didn't you say it?
Yeah, but
Oh, that's
this
why
is
I
the
said
first
it.
time we have to bleep it twice. Whatever. So we went up to Estes Park. My girlfriend and Kate Siegel honestly bonded like crazy. It was really funny. But like I met Samantha Sloyan, I believe is how you pronounce her last name.
Bev's the
Bev.
Bev.
Okay.
The nicest person ever. Soft spoken, just like smiling all the time. It was crazy. And then to like go back and like at our hotel watch Midnight Mass right after that was so talk about whiplash, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's so nice, and then she kills a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poisons it with rat poison at a festival.
Yep. Yep.
It's crazy. That show,
Brilliant show.
it's a 9 out of 10. I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10 because
The monologue.
the monologues.
Honestly, even those I enjoy though. Like they're just really well done. But yes,
They're-
they really drag.
This is
It was just the one.
it's definitely
that I hated.
Out of everything
didn't
he's
like.
done, Midnight Mass could be a play. That's the vibes I got from Midnight Mass. Was
Totally.
it
Yeah.
feels like a stage play
Yeah.
that just there's so much he wanted to say it could not be pushed into like a 3 maybe 4 hour play.
Right.
You know, so he stretched it into 7 episodes. Each one is a book of the Bible, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and oh,
So what would you rate it overall?
9 out of 10.
And then where do you rate it with the rest of the shows that you've seen?
You know. Okay. So
honestly, I think every week we just need a Flanagan segment.
he's so talented. I think Hill House like sticks with me the most still.
Yeah.
And it's honestly for reasons I can't explain. I just feel like it's like
great,
imprinted in my
dude.
fucking head.
Yeah.
So is Midnight Mass. I actually do think I like Midnight Mass as like a cohesive like set of episodes better. Like Hill House, there's so many great storylines in that, but
Hill
it
House's
feels a little
ending,
less-
I had to figure out kind of what happened. and
Yeah.
No spoilers because my girlfriend has not seen all of Hill House yet.
Oh, good.
Um,
Okay, I won't.
Yeah.
And for anyone else.
Yeah.
But
So
I think the one thing that Hill House does better than Midnight Mass, honestly, although it's not like it. Mike
Not by
Flanagan's
much.
so good at like storytelling that like I can't even like cherry pick anything really. But I think that Hill House like there's just so many more storylines with the characters and all their personal traumas, and then how that manifests through like the haunting, right?
yeah.
And I just it's so satisfying and heartbreaking for like each one of them throughout the
Because
show.
you grow to care
Right.
about them. And
Yeah.
Midnight Mass really doesn't
Yeah.
give you that time to care a lot about it.
The only one you
before-
really care
Yeah.
about is Riley for a bit and the sheriff, I think.
Definitely the sheriff.
the father I cared about, but in a different way. Because I was always
That
suspicious of him.
that's true.
Yeah.
Because it was mostly a caring of like, whatever. Like, I just want you to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's good.
That's
but
kind of it.
he's such a complicated, infuriating character, but he's really, really good too.
When Riley
Um,
opens up the church door and he's just like,
Oh,
oh,
I love that.
Yeah.
That
oh my god,
Dude, the whole church scene in this
the
second last
midnight
episode?
mass.
Yeah, that is
Dude.
that actually I could like
Dude.
woke up that night after
Yeah.
I saw it. Not like nightmare. I woke up and then I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking about it.
It's
It was just like
such a scary scene.
yeah,
Like,
No,
just
when-
unsettling and disturbing.
so
'cause-
disturbing.
I watched that entire show in one sitting
I don't know how you did that, man.
the night it came out because I love Flanagan and I was like, I got hooked and I was like, all right, sick. This was when I believe when I was unemployed.
Yeah.
So, it worked.
How did you
but-
feel that night? Oh.
I was stressed. I sat in the church scene as soon as the sheriff's son drank the poison.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
right.
In the back of my head, what I thought was going to happen was I thought this was the guy, like the boy's first time at church. So he had not been drinking the communion
Yeah.
for so long, so he didn't have the blood in his veins. I thought he was just going to be dead. Like
Yeah.
not come back as a vampire. I thought he was going to drink the poison and die and
Yeah.
it would just be him.
Mm.
And then everybody turns into vampires and everybody dies and it's a bloodbath.
Yeah.
And they lock the doors, which is horrifying.
Oh, I
It's
know.
all just it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so stressful. From that point forward, the rest of the show is just
Stress.
stress.
Oh man.
Not to say it's not up to that point because
right, but
that point is just the point of no return.
and it's so
it's-
much like existential stress as a viewer too.
yes,
Because
And for them, but
and it's like Fernando's like, I'm not scared of vampires. I'm like, he puts himself in every scenario, and that's how he judges how scared he should be. Like ghosts, he's like, nah. But he's like vampires. I'm like, I could do okay with because they're like physical. I can
Right.
touch them.
that's mind-boggling to me.
But like,
You can't. You,
I put myself in like the Midnight Mass scenario. Like, I don't care how strong you are.
yeah.
How do you
put
get out
me
of
in
the
Hill
church?
House
Yeah.
over Midnight Mass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah. If I can hide under a bed from some ghosts,
cool.
I just won't go up.
Can't punch a vampire.
I'm not gonna go up and stand next to railings.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that scene
Is
oh,
crazy.
That is a little traumatic.
That's
Honestly.
that's a
very.
tough scene.
That could be
That's a
pretty
tough scene.
triggering for a lot of people. I think.
I think Netflix added a trigger warning to that episode.
Because after
Really?
that happens,
Yeah.
it's this long
Oh
uncut
my
shot
God,
of
dude.
her, and I couldn't. I was just like, I need to take a chill pill for it.
Speaking of Flanagan, there's rumors of the next movie he does because apparently his Dark Tower series at Amazon is like
In the air?
they haven't officially signed it. They're like, we're interested. You write the first season. We'll
talk after.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is the vibes I'm getting.
Mhm.
But it's been rumored because the last two sucked that Flanagan will be brought in to continue the Exorcist movies.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
It'll be really good then.
It'll be really good because,
That-
like, you remember the Ouija movie?
I remember of it.
Yeah,
I
We'll
saw
never
it.
watch it.
I saw it.
Not the one Flanagan did, but the first one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Right.
really not great.
Flanagan did one?
Yeah, Flanagan came in and did the prequel.
Oh.
One of the best movies I have ever seen
Damn.
Man.
because it's his style of horror. It's not just how much can I scare you? It's
Yeah.
I have a story to tell, and there happens to be spooky stuff in it.
Right.
He
right.
balances it so well.
Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't feel cheesy or out of place.
It's scary,
It's
Yeah.
scary.
but like it feels genuine.
It
Yeah.
adds emphasis to
Yeah.
whatever story he's adding.
I love movies like that for any genre, but like if they're pigeonholed right away, like superhero movies, right? That's an easy one because like visually you already know in a second. If you see
Yeah.
a costume superhero, then it's gonna be pigeonholed in media as a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Right.
But for a lot of people, that's like a negative connotation because they're just I don't like comic book stories or that right. But some of them have so much stories to tell and so much to say, but people might throw them away just because of what they see right
Right.
away. And my favorite movies are when they prove people like that wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard about like The Boys, right, or whatever.
The Boys is really good.
Where like people, like most people at least, I haven't seen it, so but like people who read online or I read online, I feel like they never talk about that as like a superhero show. But it is in essence
Yeah.
technically or whatever, but like it surpasses that kind of pigeonhole because it's like
It's
so
very meta.
meta, right, and like disturbing, right? Lots of
Very
things.
disturbing, very critical of DC and Marvel. The whole thing is it's a joke on current day superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Totally.
No, that's such a good show. That's a really good show, and I hate that you won't watch it, but you should. It's and he
Add it to
also
my
hasn't
plate.
seen Invincible. Have you seen Invincible?
I was
Uh,
gonna put Invincible at some point
No.
soon.
That's the animated.
Yeah.
Similar though. No one
very
talks
same
about those.
idea.
Yeah.
Very same idea, and it's
Right.
really funny that Amazon does both of them because they're so fucking similar. Like,
It's just one live action and
Yeah.
one's, yeah.
I mean, story is pretty different, but the idea of like not all superheroes are good is the general.
Or Watchmen.
Watchmen is a good example too.
Yeah.
I love Watchmen.
The Watchmen show is really good.
I never did check that out.
Oh,
I
it's
don't-
so good.
That's
It-
gone, right? Or is it still up?
Was that on HBO?
Because I could have sworn that was one that was gonna get taken down, but when I checked, it was still there.
I think they announced they were going to take it down, and then they were like,
Took it back.
"No, we're not going to take it down. That was a mistake." And now
Okay.
I think they're key. I think it was originally going to be taken
And then
down in the
backlash?
future, and then they backlashed it out.
Well, we can do that for Westworld.
I think Westworld didn't have the support.
Oh,
Like if this happened to Westworld after one season, then there'd be backlash and it would stay. But because Westworld went on such a decline to season 3,
They
the
were just like,
incline
"Eh."
at 4 just wasn't
Yeah.
enough.
enough. And season 4 is very good.
Yeah, it is.
It's I think it's tied with season 2. Season 3 is dog water. pure absolute like
It's very fragmented.
I've seen poops that Grits has taken that are more entertaining. I keep bumping my little chinny chin chin on this microphone. They're more entertaining than Westworld season 3. I was
looking
so,
like that is art.
I was so interested because I was like, oh my god, they're going into the real world. This is gonna be crazy. And
Yeah.
then it was just like robots in the world.
And that's it.
That's it. And then season 4 kind of like went back a little bit, and I was like, all right, cool. I see where this is going. You got one. You said 5 seasons. That's our plan. Great. Canceled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Too high.
Removed from HBO.
Yeah, I know.
It's like they were building a. It's like there's construction at the end of a road. They're building a bridge, and there's like, you know what? We're gonna take this bridge.
No, that upset me to no end because it again
Reiterates that we need the physical media.
yeah,
Mhm.
but also just like the new Warner Brothers chief is a moron.
Oh yeah, damn.
They've been on quite the decline.
It's
Mm.
horrible. Yeah, garbage.
And Xbox.
Xbox is bad too. I don't know if you heard they laid off or completely fired all of the teams from like 5 to 7 different development companies
Damn.
that they bought because they don't make games, they just buy developers. They bought Activision,
EA,
they bought
like,
Bethesda, they bought a bunch of other smaller studios. One of the development teams they laid off just made like a game that won like multiple games of the years last year called
What?
Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh okay.
It just came out on PlayStation
Mm,
like last week, and they killed the company a week after it got released on PlayStation.
it's messed up.
It blows my mind, especially when all of the people at the higher ends of Microsoft get raises and bonuses and extravagant things, and they're like, we just can't afford these people anymore. They want to make a game that's more than a year out. That was their reasoning. That was legitimately
serious?
reasoning. Is they came to them with a game that would take around 3 years to develop, and Microsoft said no.
That's on average these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Microsoft has nothing for the Xbox. They have no games coming out that anybody is interested in. Every game they have right now that's coming out is already being talked about going multi-platform
Yeah,
because
like
of how much money they lose with Game Pass.
Like
Mhm.
Hellblade?
Hellblade,
Senua's Blade? Yeah.
um,
Rumored to come. switch
Indiana
over.
Jones is rumored. Halo is rumored.
Yeah.
Gears, they're talking about the next Gears of War being on PlayStation, like day one.
And Halo too.
Halo,
Come on, Elder Scrolls.
they're so dumb, dude. I don't understand how they thought $15 a month for Xbox Live and every fucking game we will ever make,
Yeah.
was a good idea.
and,
Versus
and rumors, talks that they'll bring COD onto Game Pass.
Oh, from what I've heard, they would lose so much money.
like why? Why?
It's because the bulk of the sales, so there's around like a 35% cut of sales that are Xbox. You cut that by a fourth down to like Game Pass levels. That's a lot of revenue lost.
Mm.
That's a lot. I mean, you could argue like, oh, people that buy an Xbox can go play COD right away and they're going to buy, tons and tons of skins and whatever. But it's a gamble at this point because of how much they've lost with that.
Yeah.
They're so dumb, and I'm so glad Sony didn't do that because
Yeah.
I'm not glad. I would love that. I love Game Pass. Don't get me wrong. It's the best deal ever. But from a business point of view, buying a bunch of studios just to fucking destroy them,
Especially
Right.
when the year prior you
you praise them.
praised
And
them
then
and supported them.
At a conference after they closed the studio, like the Xbox boss was like,
Spencer? Oh.
below him
Oh.
was like, we need more critically acclaimed games that spark conversation like Hi-Fi Rush. And they said that directly 2 days after closing the studio that made this game that they're talking about. And
You know that meme of like how of that dude like putting on like the clown makeup?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
panel by panel, like that's
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I
my
know.
God, they're so dumb. Microsoft,
Come on, guys.
sponsor us.
Fuck. Oh man.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
gosh.
I'll take 3 Surface tablets to shut up. I will never say anything bad. I'll sell out. Each of us get a Surface
You'll have them on
tablet.
Yeah.
display and it just says "fuck you, Microsoft."
Yeah,
We all walk out with on camera. There's just a sticker on each of ours that says "fuck you, Microsoft."
yeah.
Oh God.
God
Oh.
damn. I think it's interesting, like all these across your gaming for sure, but also like movie industry, and anything that like streams now is the majority of the market.
Right.
Music too. Like all these people are going to a model where like it's like a subscription service.
Yeah.
And so for people like us, then you pay like every month, and it's like hopefully a cheap rate.
And then you don't own anything.
Yeah.
Right, and then for the artists, whether you're a movie maker or music maker, whatever, like it's just a huge like royalty pool.
Yeah.
And so then people are like, why does, like Spotify or honestly any streaming platform, why do they pay artists like a 80th of a penny or whatever per stream? It's like because their business model sucks, but they can't outcompete Apple or Amazon
Exactly.
Music or Google, whatever. So they like Spotify. I'm just picking on them right now, but they can't raise their rate for customers because if they do, even by like $1 or $2, they're gonna lose millions of users who will just go to Apple Music. Has the same
And that's
library.
exactly what's
basically.
happening this year.
Mhm.
They're raising the rate.
And I learned some more about that. You hear that they're actually going for more of the so like 2020, they're like, man, we're losing literally like I think like almost billions of dollars every year to keep they're making that, but then they're losing that too. They're not profiting.
Uh-huh.
So what can we do to start profiting every year? Let's add podcasts. We'll become like, somehow we'll get bigger than Apple Pod or all those things, right? And it's like they're trying, and then the Joe Rogan thing happened. And people just weren't,
that's right.
And so they've licensed a certain amount of podcasts only for Spotify, like exclusive Spotify, but they don't make shit money, because they still have the same royalty pool system,
Exactly.
and it's only a certain amount of fractions of pennies per minute listen or whatever. And so now they're thinking about, which you probably have seen, they're jumping into the audiobook
You're
sphere.
kidding.
So they're trying to become like a huge library, just like Amazon Books is or whatever, or Audible, right? They're trying to compete against them because they think, they'll have enough premium users to actually like want to start listening to audiobooks too. But what they don't understand is that you can't profit more if you can't do that if like you're not raising your rates
Yep.
for the customers, right? And so you make more money that way. Or if the big companies like Universal Music, Sony Music, everything good?
Yeah, we're good. Keep moving.
Anyway, like if they're, like those companies aren't gonna, like they literally have threatened Spotify every year. If you raise your rates and you're gonna lose millions of users that go to Apple, we're literally gonna take off all Universal Music artists. Just like
Like
at
what
least
they
a
do
third
with
of-
TikTok.
right. So
Yeah.
they've so Spotify's like, I like Spotify for many reasons, but I honestly think they could fail in like this decade.
I think they should.
I
Yeah.
think they should.
And this
As much as I love
audiobook
them.
move is a Hail Mary. It's their
Yeah.
last,
Yeah. Because you have companies like Audible that partnered already with Amazon that do it better and have done it better for longer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right. Well, we have our longest episode yet.
Really?
Yep. Hour 40 something.
Oh, damn.
So honestly, great conversation. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We do have to wrap up though. So this week, honestly, I think we wish Fernando farewell on his journey to the ISS.
Yep.
I've heard he's going to find Anne Hathaway from Interstellar. I don't know if he will.
I think that's what the Northern Lights was. I think
That's
he found her. Hence the clashing colors.
Yeah.
Love.
yeah.
But I'd like to thank Ethan for coming on the show. Awesome having him here.
Thank you, guys.
Rudy's pick with Sicario.
Fantastic
Great choice
films.
today.
Such a good movie.
Fantastic.
And I'd like to thank everybody that came and listened or watched. It was it's been good sitting with you. And
Thanks, Nutella.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks, Vizio.
thanks Vizio. Microsoft, if you're listening, go fuck yourself. And we'll see you next week.
Pure vanilla.
Deuces.